I used to really struggle with meetings in my business. We'd drone on for hours at a time, but nothing ever really got done. Things would go unnoticed or be forgotten about for weeks at a time. People would take notes, but everything was just so scattered and disorganized. We'd meet consistently week in, week out, but overall, I just felt like we were kind of directionless. I knew something had to change, so I came up with what I think is the perfect AI solution for this. So for this automation, what we're gonna be using is a variety of tools. Number one, Google Docs, which everyone should be familiar with. Make.com, which is gonna be our automation, and it allows all of our applications to speak to each other. 3, we're gonna use a combination of Gemini and ChatGPT, but actually using their API models. And then last and certainly not least, Chatbot Builder AI, which is a beast. So we're gonna be starting mostly first in Make.com, but before we do that, and you can do this with Zoom too, I basically do a Google Meet with people in my business. You'll see me here, pardon the glare, and I'll go down here and I'll start transcript. And then automatically it's gonna create a Google document based on all of the transcript information. So it goes over here and it saves in this Meet Recordings folder. This is what it looks like. What we need to do is actually add this one as if it were a new meeting. Instead of waiting for a document, a new one to be formed, we'll actually just go ahead and make it. So you'll see this was taking place on March 18th. What I'll do is, since today is March 22nd, what I'll do is I'll actually make a copy. So here's how we'll tell the difference. So I'll just go, meeting, copy, test. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna simply, because I didn't have a meeting today, I'm just simply gonna change the dates. That way we can see what's going on. And then here's what we'll do. So again, we're gonna watch for a new document to be formed. And in this case, we're gonna simulate it. We're gonna get all that text, so 27-ish worth of pages of docs. We're then going to post that information into a system field. The ID field is actually over here inside of HTTP. So I hid my key over here. This is the URL that it's going to go to. And actually this, if you take a look here, that is the ID of the actual field we're going to use, which is going to be inside Chatbot Builder over here. If I scroll all the way down, you'll see this is it. Transcript long text. If I go here and then I hit get ID, I copy, I paste it, it is that exact ID. And that's the field we're going to use to put all of that text in. And I think we're ready to do this. This has 60 seconds, so I have a lot to show you in 60 seconds. So let's see if we can get there fast. So we're going to go ahead and run once. You'll see it's getting the new document. It got the text, and now we're starting to, our countdown has started. So we're going to go back over here to Chatbot Builder. And now if I refresh the screen, you're going to see, there it is. It's all appeared here in the long text system field. So now we're going to go through the automation of what that looks like. Let me just jump back over here. We're just waiting for that that system to populate before we start the automation back in Chatbot Builder. Go ahead and jump back. So we're here, and what we'll do is we're actually going to go over to Marketing Tools. Then we're going to go to Automation Rules. And this is actually the thing that I have going over here. So new audio transcript. So I have a tag, it's started chatbot. If we jump back, you'll see this is the tag started chatbot down here. And then once that has happened, it's going to go into this flow here. And I'll just show you how that flow works. Meeting transcript to summary. All right. And then we're actually going to use Gemini, which I thought was the better deal over here. So the first step, we're calling this save meeting transcript to summary. And then, so if you just look at these titles here, and then we're going to save the summary to a new field. Once it's summarized, this is the field that's going to contain all of my past meetings. Okay. And then I'm just going to basically add the new summary to the end where all the other summaries are. Okay. Once that happens, just so I know that the automation is going to work again in the future, I'm actually going to remove that tag where it started chatbot back over in here. So this is a custom field that has just the summary. So you'll see if we go over here, it's saving the transcript into a very specific format that I want. And then it's going to save all of it into this little custom field over here, the summary. And I just notify myself and send it to myself, but you could certainly do something like send email to whoever you want automatically each time. You could very simply enter your text and you could go Gemini meeting summary. So there it is right here. Same thing we made over here. And then the last thing I do, again, just to help myself here, this was the field where we saved all of the long text inside of here from. So it went from the Google Doc, sent it over to Chatbot Builder. We saved it inside of this field down here. And then once it goes through this whole process, I just, have it delete. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you the end chatbot of what that looks like. So this is actually this right here. I'll just kind of show you how, real quick, back end how that looks. This is very, very basic setup that I have here. I could definitely add all kinds of buttons and other custom things that I want. But basically, ask me a question. It's gonna wait until you give me something, okay? It's gonna set the current date to now, which is important because we kind of like want to go back in time. So it kind of knows like what 1 week ago was, what, 10 weeks ago was, whatever. Okay. And then this is my OpenAI step. So, and I actually have a special agent set up in here, which is the meeting strategy. It's basically looking for whatever you said previously, and then it's going to run through here. And then it's a couple of things. It has my business information inside of this agent, and then it's also going to have that field where it has all of my meeting summary. So anything you can ask it, it knows about my business, and then it knows about all my business meetings that I've had. Just to show you that it works, we'll go back here and remember how I changed the date. So we ran through that scenario. And let me just see. So this is the master knowledge base that I was telling you about, just to see that it works. There it is. Truthfully, I didn't have a meeting today on the 22nd. This is the one little edit that we made. You'll see it picked up the information that I wanted. We'll just preview from here. So there it is. It's saying submit any business question or idea. And it's waiting for me to give an answer. So I'll just say, when was our last meeting? So remember, if we go back into the flow, it knows the date is today. So it should tell me March 22nd. Let's see what it says. Your last meeting was Saturday, March 22nd. Boom. And then I could say, what is it we talked about? So in your meeting, we talked about AC and water repairs, insurance claims, AI applications, chatbot updates, Gemini, so all this stuff. And then it's just looping around. It's just repeating from the beginning after it gives an answer. So I could say, what did we talk about 3 weeks ago? I forget. And then in your meeting on February 25th, you covered email correspondence, document form. Yeah, so I could say, man, I'm really struggling to keep abreast of what's going on and following up. What do you think my priorities should be Oh, look at it. It's completely understand feel overwhelmed. So you got to streamline your communication, focus on marketing strategies, leverage AI tools, follow up on all this stuff. And this is all based on real meetings that I've had. And I'll actually say, let's just do one more thing. Um, can you make a business agenda for our next meeting, which will be on Tuesday morning? Follow your format and base it around our top priorities. Make sure we follow up on things we haven't talked about in a while. Boom. View previous meeting notes. So review action items. And actually, can you break this down an hour-long meeting from 9 a.m. to, and look, you see it says March 25th, so it knows when the next date is, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Would you suggest longer or shorter? Look at that, it broke down our meeting. So streamlining communication, we talked about that for 15 minutes, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here. An hour should be sufficient to cover these. That is how you save all of your long meeting transcripts, summarize them, and then add them all together so that way you can have an AI constantly refer back to past meetings, organize stuff for you, set the priorities, everything. So that's all I got. This is Ryan. Peace.